and it was exactly this time last year that we were on board. So this time today we were in Portofino 10 years ago.
Really?
And we just fell in love with Brit from the minute we literally drove up in the taxi to Emerald Princess in Civitavecchia, and we just like, holy cow, that's big. Looking, that first experience of a cruise ship up close, it's just went for the job, and it was the worst interview I've ever had in my life, Phil. Genuinely, they made us all present in front of the other candidates, which is horrific because none of us knew until the day. And it was like, right, stand up, present in front of other people. And we're all traumatized to this day, to be honest. But then I got the job and literally had to leave Rick as a one-man band in our business with a nice big note on the desk going, I quit.
The helicopter ride up to the Husky Dogs.
Oh, didn't do that. I should have done that.
A really special.
Bucket list.
That was good.
These are more like floating resorts. I say they're more like destination led. So you go around the ship and it's just a very different class, and I love her.
So that's
something
for our guests to look forward to.
The younger crowd, she's Instagrammable.
Welcome to Now Boarding.
Welcome to Now Boarding, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of travel, sharing real stories from the people and places that make holidays unforgettable. I'm Phil. I'm the CEO of the Travel Village Group, and what makes this podcast different is, well, we record every episode in just one take. So you get the laughter, the surprises, the unfiltered moments exactly as they happen. And my hope is that these stories inspire your next adventure. And when they do, the Travel Village Group team is ready to make it a reality. So let's get started. Today, my guest is a great friend. Most of them are. No exception here. Joe McGawley of Princess Cruises. And this is going to be fantastic because, Joe, today is a very special day for you. So let's kick off at the very beginning where it all started, because we'll talk about Princess Cruises, but I like to talk about the real people. Everyone wants to know about the real person. So why is today special?
So I think one thing you do great, Phil, is the people thing, right? And
people.
If I look back at 10 years ago, I didn't work in travel and I wanted to go on a cruise, but the husband, typical man, we're going to queue. I don't want to be with old people. The whole
don't want to get dressed.
Don't want to get dressed. Yeah, that whole thing. Yeah, I want to wear my sneakers all the time. So he wouldn't go on cruise. So I was sat there one night and an advert popped up, literally looking for a couple who'd never cruised before. It was Princess Cruises, and asked for applications with a bit of a backstory about yourself and your family. So I entered it. Didn't tell Rick I'd done it. And about 3 weeks later, the phone rang and it was a production company. You know, one of those on a Sunday night, you just say, this is going to be spam. They're going to sell me something, PPI or whatever. And it was this production company. I'm like, okay, is this really serious? And it was. And I had to then put the phone down, go to Rick, we've got to go to London this week for an audition. And we did. And it was our anniversary. So we just went, you know what, let's just go down anyway. We'll have a weekend in London, have some fun. If we get it, great. If we don't, luckily, he didn't divorce me. We're still together. Everything went swimmingly. And 3 weeks after that, we were on board Emerald Princess in Rome. We sailed from Civitavecchia. Just that whole... And it was exactly this time last year that we were on board. So this time, today, we were in Portofino 10 years ago.
Really?
And we just fell in love with Brit from the minute we literally drove up in the taxi to Emerald Princess in Civitavecchia, and we just like, holy cow, that's big. Looking, that first experience of a cruise ship up close, it's just takes your breath away.
Tell me about it. So you actually, they bet on you, didn't they? They gambled on you and Rich.
So I'm going to tell you a little story on this because there were three couples that went for the audition. A couple from Essex.
Feel sorry for them.
So it was a couple from Essex, a couple from Surrey, and then us Northern Brigade turned up. So luckily, the Surrey ones were a little bit too posh. We were just us, Rick and Joe from Manchester. And then the other couple, I think, lost it when they said, what are you looking forward to doing most on the cruise? And the girl from Essex was looking forward to going to a wine factory in Tuscany. I call it a vineyard personally, but she was looking forward to the wine factory. So that was it. We were in. We were in.
That's amazing. And you just said something there. I remember when I I've been in this industry 41 years now, and I remember when I first took our children on their first cruise.
How old were they then, Phil?
They were probably about 5 or 6, something like that.
Lucky.
I remember their faces driving up to Southampton Port, and just like, oh my word, when they got out of the car, and they looked up at the ship, and they were like, it was just like one of those magic moments. And you know what? When cruising's mainstream now, isn't it? But it wasn't.
No,
was it?
It
wasn't. And I remember taking people from the business. When it was my granddad's business at the time, then obviously now. But I remember taking people here from Blackpool and said, look, we're going to go and do a ship visit or whatever. And I remember, even friends going away, and we get to Southampton, and their faces, when they stand there and they look up and keep looking up, and all flipping 17 decks, whatever it is, that is a magic moment. So I get it from your point of view.
Totally gets you here. And I think one of the things we remember really vividly is obviously coming out the taxi going, wow, that's really big. But it was all the people waving from the balcony. So we were just like, these people are going to be fun, because it's like a big family on board.
No, I remember my first time, Mrs. Nuttall, when we first met on a cruise, a few years ago, and I remember arriving. She flew from down south, flew from up north, whatever, and business reasons. And I remember stood at the top of the ship, waving from the top deck. I'm here.
A little pinprick up the top.
Yeah.
But it's that whole vibe, right, on a cruise. It's just, and I think that's when Rick and I literally then walked from the docks at Civitavecchia into deck 4 and then up into the piazza. I just felt like I'd come home, Phil. It genuinely was that moment of, oh my God, this is where we're supposed to be.
So listen, that was 10 years ago.
I know, yeah.
Right? And then because of that impression that Princess Cruises made on you, you then applied for a job there.
Yeah. Never worked in travel in my life. I've worked in advertising. I've got a business with my husband, and literally, it was John Doxey actually who alerted me to the fact
By
that
the way,
position.
Doesn't he look good?
He's lost a pack of weight, hasn't he? So yeah, well done, John.
Yeah, he looks the bomb, doesn't he?
Yeah, JD's looking well. I keep on getting swimming pool pictures of him and his wife though, and I'm just like, oh, will you just go away? So
you know what, we need to get. Listen, you don't know John and Tracy. We need to get John and Tracy on the podcast, and that would be a fabulous, great thing to do. But anyway, we digress.
Yeah, but JD alerted me to the fact that there was a position coming up.
What happened? How did that come about? Then you just wrote it, or you?
So literally, I applied. I'm not going to lie. I got declined. So when it runs through that automatic process of, the machine says no because I've not worked in travel.
Oh, dare they?
Well, my husband, unbeknownst to me, actually sent a message to Tony Roberts, who was vice president at the time. And
he's a great guy, don't tell me.
Fabulous chap. Love him to pieces. So Richard just messaged him going, by the way, my wife's applied. So he then made me part of the interview process. So without him, I probably wouldn't be here either. So, and then went for the job, and it was the worst interview I've ever had in my life, Phil. Genuinely, they made us all present in front of the other candidates, which is horrific because none of us knew until the day. And it was like, right, stand up, present in front of other people. And we're all traumatized to this day, to be honest. But then I got the job and literally had to leave Rick as a one-man band in our business with a nice big note on the desk going, I quit. So that was it. So 9 years ago, I quit our business because just love cruising.
So, okay, let's move down the line then. So steps along the way, you came into the cruise industry, and you've made some great friends. You've helped a lot of people along the way to, fulfill their dreams as well. I've got to be honest with you. I think it was one of the best appointments I've seen for a long time in this industry. But, that journey you've had now over the last 9 years with Princess, what's it been like? Because they've brought out some cracking ships and some great hardware. But that aside, the whole journey, what's it been like?
It's been an absolute riot. I think I've laughed hard, given the circumstance in 2020, which
I was just going to
the
say.
missing years.
Yeah.
We all worked so hard together, right? And those of us that were lucky enough to survive and still be in the industry, we became like family. So for me, that we've been through the really good times, and we're coming back. And I think the staycations that we ran post-COVID really started to bring crews back. And I was dead proud to be part of that, and dead proud to be part of the whole process throughout the COVID and work with you guys in particular, our partners. And it's that pride of working with the brands through the good, bad and the ugly.
Yeah.
And the partners.
Yeah, absolutely. And we listen, about our family business, but your dad's been a big influence on your career.
Yeah.
He gave you some good advice, didn't he, about how to treat people?
My dad always, from when I was a very little girl, he always just said, treat everybody like they're your future boss, because that way you get the respect going. You never know who you're going to come across at any point in your life. And I think I took that on board. My dad was very gregarious. He was a picture editor for a big newspaper. So he was a really hard-working man. And I took everything that he showed me in our family life into business. And I do genuinely, and Phil, we have this conversation all the time, right? That we are friends, we are colleagues, we are family, and honesty. Let's just be transparent and open and honest, and apologies if I say the word sorry, but we did say the real bad and ugly. But yeah, there's not just cut the. Let's all just be honest about what's going on within our businesses.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I found in Princess. I've been allowed to be, and I think you actually wrote to Jan Schwartz, who was our president at the time during COVID. And actually, it was about me, and you called me a maverick. And at the time, I was like, he's outed me as being a bit of a maverick here, but it worked in the business, and being allowed that freedom to work with you, in particular the Travel Village Group.
Yeah.
In an open, honest, transparent way, that's my dad's ethos.
Yeah, well, my granddad was very similar, so we've got a lot in common.
Yeah.
Listen, let's get on to some of the more, lively things that you've done. What things really stand out for you?
Just say that worried me then.
Yeah.
All lively things. Well, I have been very drunk at a few ceremonies.
What trips have you? What things have you done? Princess has afforded me some amazing opportunities. I'll never forget the time when some of my great friends in the industry, we actually went to Venice and, to see one of the ships being built, in the shipyard there as well. And they took us on this fabulous, like, James Bond-esque speedboat from the airport, over to Venice Island. It was absolutely amazing, and sat there having dinner overlooking the lagoon. It was very special.
It was terrible, actually.
Yeah, I also remember the launch of Ruby Princess, and one of my good friends from down south, Mr. Gilder. I remember he went one over. He was wearing ruby red silk box shorts. And
how did you know that?
Well, because he split his pants on the way. As they launched the ship at the naming ceremony, split his.
Well, I hope he didn't bend over and it was a full red moon.
It was, he's a class act. It's always really funny. But for you, what standout moments? Seriously, what standout moments for you with Princess?
Oh God, that's so tough. I think 3 ship launches that I've physically been on, the new ships, Majestic, Sky, and Summer Princess.
Yeah.
So that's just amazing to be able to take friends and agents on board and really see it from the ground up, and go off sailing and probably drinking too much and having lots of fun, lots of memories. But outside of that, it's the destinations I guess where I've been. Alaska is just, it's a highlight of my whole time of cruising.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Princess is such a global brand. That's, you can go and visit almost all 4 corners. You can all 4 corners of the earth with Princess Cruises. So, I can imagine you have seen some brilliant places. I've been fortunate too as well, But, I mean, what is it about Princess really that keeps you passionate? Because it's not just about the hardware. We know they build beautiful ships, but I think there's a lot more that goes on with Princess as a company, because, that whole thing about the ethos of Princess transitions down through to the guest, doesn't it?
Yeah, and
you notice it.
I've got a bit of a story that involves one of your team, and I think the the thing for me is the crew and the people.
Mm-hmm.
And we just go that extra mile. There's something I always say with Princess, it's like a hug from your mum. And I think I worked with Diane Ware, who she's amazing. I absolutely adore her. And we've worked together quite closely with a family that had difficulties, and they were sailing on board. And we arranged some nice surprises for them through the ship and through Diane, and bags for the girls before going through hard times. I think my job, it allows me this opportunity to make some people's lives better.
So you, like me, you take this whole responsibility of, I call it being a dream maker, where I can make decisions that can change people's
or just put a smile on
lives, put a smile on the face.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that you should take seriously. And I think it's a real responsibility that I carry on my shoulders, is doing that and having that ability to do it. I can do it. It's my business.
Yeah.
You're the same. And having that and understanding that responsibility, I think is even better, when you know it. Then 10 out of 10.
Privileged, right? We are privileged. And I always say, currently I've got my health, I've got everything. Other people may not be in such a fortunate position. So we're in a small way. I arranged for a young lad who is massively into cruising. He's 10. And he's from a very poor background. He doesn't even get Christmas presents. Mm. So we arranged for him to go on board Sky Princess.
Wow. And
he went on the bridge, met the captain, and we just arranged, and it's changed his life in the way that he now wants to go and work on a ship. And
that's a career.
Exactly.
Career opportunity.
They said, reach for the sky.
That's it, isn't it?
He's now got that on his desk at school, and he's got a plan that if he keeps on working, he can do that. So
absolutely.
We've got the ability, Phil, haven't we? And listen, it's not just about work. I do that in normal life. It's about people.
Yeah, absolutely. Never lose sight.
Be kind. Yeah.
Be kind. First time cruisers. Okay, this was you. This was 10 years ago. So
yeah.
What would you want a first time cruiser to know? What do you think? Because it's a good question.
It's a tough one because cruising is so different. I always say to everybody, research, because if you get the wrong shit the first time, you will never cruise again because it can be terrifying.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So it is about really finding out what you want from a cruise.
That's a top tip. We always have a top tip on here.
There you go. Top tip.
Always do your research. There you go. Make sure you find a ship that is right for you, your lifestyle, what you
Correct. And I think that's my biggest tip. And I say it to everybody that comes to your shows, when I stop and talk to them and they say, I'm new, I just go, take your time. Walk around the show, talk to us all. Don't get, sucked in by the first one that goes, this is what we do, we're unique. Talk to them and really understand the brand. So that's my biggest tip. I hit lucky that we went Princess first. We did others after. Yeah. But Princess was our home,
Yeah, I was at the football the other day, one of my good friends, and Stuart, and he was saying to me, he's actually just come off Princess. Him and his wife, they've just done a round Britain cruise, and he went, you know what, I didn't realise how much there is to see in our own country. What a great way of seeing our own country. Actually, why don't we just take a cruise ship? So I'm going to do probably out of a 12-night or 14-night cruise, I'm going to do 8 different places. Mm-hmm. That I probably might not get to. And he said it was one of the best things I've ever done. He said, well, like what you said, he said, I've been on Princess. He said, but I got this feeling when I was on board. He said that the people, he said it was just a bit different. And he absolutely
very chilled.
But sailing around Britain.
So we did that in April. We did only a short one. We didn't do the whole lot. But you don't, even listening to people who live in Liverpool, getting off in their own hometown.
I did that.
From completely different
I did that.
Lens point.
I was at home. I was back in Blackpool at 9:30. I'm back in work at 10 o'clock. It was like fantastic. Yeah. It's like I'm driving to Southampton. I'm like, by the time I've hit the 8:34, pulling my hair out.
Yeah. So it's all these different options, and I think, just get your cruise right, get the brand right, and it's just addictive. And I'm now very poor because I just cruise.
Listen, looking back, any career highlights? Apart from getting the job, any career highlights?
Yeah, that was one. But I think probably because it was so new at the time, winning an Outstanding Contribution Award back at the beginning of my career with Princess, when there was a lot of people that were really established. But again, And I think you said it earlier, Phil. It's like bring new people in and bring different experiences in, because otherwise we can become really insular and go, we've always done this in travel, and we're missing out on new ideas. Right? So I think that was my highlight. I broke the trophy though, so it's a bit sad. And just
Broke the trophy.
I think we're supposed to return it, but then COVID hit.
Oh, there you go.
My drawer broken. Apologies.
Looking forward, what's to come? Where's the direction? What's Princess doing? Star Princess, haven't we?
So we've got the Sphere class, as you've seen. So Stars launching
The Sphere class.
That's our new class of ships.
Someone explain to our listeners. The Sphere class.
So the Sphere class is just our new upgraded experience on board. So everything is built around a great big dome in the middle of the ship, and then a dome on top. So everything is bringing in the sea into the ship. So glass windows everywhere. So it's a whole new experience actually, because a lot of people with Princess, it's always been about, you've been on one ship, you've been on them all, right? So
that's been said. No, I've said I've been guilty as well.
You get on and get comfortable. These are more like floating resorts. I say they're more like destination led. So you go around the ship, and it's just a very different class, and I love her.
So I love
it.
For our guests to look forward to.
The younger crowd, she's Instagrammable. So again, it's targeting a different.
That won't be me.
Well, you don't have to do that. You can just go and sit in good spirits and have a lovely cocktail. San Diego on Fuego is my favourite. Watermelon with jalapenos.
I was just going to ask you. Well, we'll come to that in a minute. Excuse me.
That's all right.
I'm getting there. Let me ask you. I cannot finish a podcast talking to you and Princess Cruises without mentioning the Love Boat. Because I remember this in 1970. It was 10 years after I was born. There's a theme here, isn't there? 10 years. 10 years after I was born in '67. There was a pilot series, The Love Boat, on, I think it was Pacific.
It was
Princess, and big difference from back then. And what was it? Something in the region of about 30,000 tons. She was the ship. The new ship's all
significantly more than that. Yeah,
170,000 tons. So, I mean, people just I was on there recently, and they had the captain
from the Love Boat. So we've also named, if you any agents etc. go onto our One Source Cruises site. Our web chat is actually called Ask Isaac. Isaac was the bartender in the Love Boat.
He was the boy, wasn't he? Isaac.
You look back now, and it was a golden era of travel. And it changed from being something that was exclusive to becoming more premium, because it was in the TVs, in the living rooms. The cruiser was becoming. So yeah, it's wonderful now on the new ships where we've got the horn playing the Love Boat theme. It's just awesome when you're leaving port and you've got other ships. So I had one where we had an MSC ship, a Celebrity, and a P&O all in a line coming out of Miami. And then we sailed out on Regal, and we were playing the Love Boat, and they were beeping back, and we kept. It was just, those moments where you go, I bloody love cruising. This is just ace. Like,
you didn't have a competition with Disney.
No.
I can just imagine. Well, the Love Boat is, so many people will remember it. The younger audience probably won't, but. So many people have great memories on a Sunday night.
It's still shown. It's still shown on the TVs in the cabins. Every cabin has got it. So we encourage people to just watch it. It's a bit of nostalgia.
Well, listen, before we finish, this has been a brilliant. I knew it would be, but this has been a brilliant podcast. We always ask people a few quick questions, so I had to get to know a little bit more about you. Favorite Princess ship?
Emerald Princess.
Bloody loads of it.
You know what? It was our first.
Really, Emerald?
It was, yeah. So she's an old girl, but she's just classic. And I've sailed on that with my mum.
I'm not going to say it. You let me into the... Classic old. Right. Favourite destination you sailed to?
1,000,000% Alaska. It's insane.
I did Alaska with Princess,
Did you?
Took my little tail.
I didn't know that.
Took them up.
Did you?
Yeah, she did. We were the turbos when.
What was your favourite thing?
Probably, two things stood out. One of them was one of them was escorting my daughter all dressed up to a restaurant in Seattle and pretending she was old enough to have a drink.
Oh, I love that.
I was a really proud moment. But I remember throwing fish for the the bald eagles.
Oh my God,
Sorry.
they're pigeons. They're on every.
And they were just coming down, taking it out of the water. And I think the other thing was the helicopter ride up to the husky dogs.
Oh,
Was
didn't do that. I should have done that.
a really special.
Bucket list.
That was good.
Yeah.
So what's your go-to drink on board?
I'm a bit of a wine connoisseur, to be honest.
Okay.
So I do like a really nice Pinot Noir in Vine's wine bar, in the window, watching the waves, just sitting there, just...
Vines is a very special place on board.
I love it. Yeah.
I love Vines. Yeah. Most underrated thing about Princess?
Kids clubs.
Whoa, I didn't see that.
Yeah, people always
Okay.
look at Princess and go, maybe an older profile, etc. It's changed dramatically over the years, and our kids clubs are exceptional. And we do family days throughout the year that families can come aboard and experience Princess, and they all come away going, oh my goodness, never expected that from Princess.
Listen, that you caught me with that one. How do people get on the family day? Is it something that is advertised? What does a family day work like?
Yeah.
Look like? Because we've got people listening here probably thinking, oh, I've got 2 kids, you know what I mean? But I can tell you now, cruising with families is one of the best things you'll ever do.
Incredible. Yeah, absolutely.
Can you get on the board?
Yeah, so...
Can they speak to our team or what?
Speak to you guys, and obviously from Charlotte's point of view, now looking after you guys, on the Princess Cruises Facebook page, we advertise the whole season. Normally comes out around April time.
Okay.
And then people can apply.
There you go. Top tip, right about April time, Easter, get your eyes down, look in Princess Cruises Facebook page.
Absolutely.
And then give us a call.
Yes.
Okay.
And then book your cruise through after, because you will be sold and your kids will be nagging you to go on a cruise. So it's amazing. It's great marketing.
One thing you always pack for a cruise, Joe?
My husband. Yeah, I can't go without him. Jokes aside, one thing I always pack for a cruise, that's really tough. Probably the towel clips for the sun loungers. Because we've all seen the towels blow away, fold over. So yeah, that's a proper cruiser's tip. That.
Let me say something like that. It probably qualifies for a top tip. That probably qualifies. Towel clip, right?
It's me, but yeah, you don't know until you know that you need them. So.
And it's a bit breezy on deck at times.
Exactly that.
Yeah. And by the way, another top tip: when you're on a cruise ship and it is breezy sometimes, and the sun's belting down, do not mistake that for, I won't get sunburned. Make sure you cream up on a sun deck.
Very much so.
Big time. It is absolutely the worst sunburn. Yeah, dead right. Bucket list destination you've yet to tick off. Where would you like to?
Japan.
It's the place of the morning. Everyone's talking about Japan.
So I've got a colleague that's just come back, and even just her talking about it, I'm just like, so in 2027 as well, we've got 2 ships in Japan, which we've not had before. So 2027, I am coming for Japan.
Yeah, and if you listen to this podcast in 2028, if you weren't there, you've missed it.
Then you missed it.
Yeah. Listen, it's been absolutely fantastic.
Oh, I always love spending time with you guys. You know that. So.
Yeah, thanks for coming in and giving us your time and sharing your stories. This is what it's all about. It's just, that's what I want to get across. It's that just real honesty about travel people and the stories that
and the friendships
people have. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, listen, thank you so much for listening. I hope today's stories have really inspired you for your next adventure. And don't forget, as usual, to hit the subscribe button. You'll never miss an episode. Follow us on Instagram at NowBoardingTVG for all the behind-the-scenes content. And if today's chat has you dreaming of your next getaway, your perfect getaway, the experts at Travel Buddies Group will help you turn this into a reality, as always. Thank you so much. So from me, Phil, goodbye for now.
And it's goodbye from him and me.
Bye-bye.